Hello and welcome to episode 73 or 4 of Paper Tuesdays with Michael Dwyer and Marc Halpin. Michael, would you like to introduce our guest?
Yes, it's a real pleasure to welcome Miss Úna Sinnott, our first, maybe second Crown 4 person on the podcast. How are you? How are you, Una?
I'm very good, Michael. Thanks very much.
Una, we go back way back to the days of volunteering with Southeast Radio and doing a radio programme, and now we're on a podcast, and I just think it's great. I just said to Marc, we have to have Úna Sinnott on because, Una, you do so much and you never stop and you always have energy. How do you do it?
Stop, Michael. I can ask you the exact same question. To me, you were always this guy, from Gorey Community School who just was setting the bar with regards public speaking, radio, journalism, everything So I always ask myself that question towards and looking at you. So you always were a big help to me. Do you know, you introduced me to Southeast Radio too, and the sports journalism with the paper back in the day.
Oh yeah,
so you were always kind of passing on the baton in that sense. So
thank you.
I have a lot to be grateful for in knowing you.
Well, thank you very much. But I love the diversity of your interests. You've a lot going on in your life, and it's kind of over the last year, you focused and knuckled down on this nutty business. Tell us how it started and everything. It's an amazing adventure.
Oh, well, thanks very much, Michael. Yeah, it's funny. So Nutorious Nutrition really began in from nothing. Do you know what I mean? There was no big plan or anything at the beginning. It was really a COVID kind of business. It just started because I was a little bit maybe idle or quiet last summer. I suppose everything everyone was quiet with lockdown, and at home. And I just started making granola and stuff and these kind of nutty and fruit kind of bars and things. And I had always made little bits and pieces myself, during college or maybe even during the Leaving Cert as my own little snacks during the Leaving Cert. But it never was at the time going to manifest into a business. But so I was making them at home. So it was really last summer, I was making a lot at home. And then at the beginning of the summer, and then my brothers and sisters and my parents kind of were encouraging me to even try and sell them maybe. But at the time as well, I was doing some articles for the Farming Independent. And I was interviewing a few businesses and things. And I took a trip to Glenillen Farm down in Cork. And I brought some bars and granola with me, not to kind of arrive empty-handed or anything. And Glenillen, so it was with Valerie and Alan Kingston. So they are the people behind Glenillen Yogurts. And we had a great chat, and I brought my granola, as I say, with me. But they actually started eating it because they gave me yogurts at the same time. So we started eating them together. Yeah. And they really encouraged me to go to my local farmers market. And I suppose because they started off going to the farmers market with their yogurt, back in Cork. I was kind of God, maybe I should, if these people are telling me. So I think that really was God, I started thinking about it the next week. Then I was kind of thinking about, okay, I need insurance, I need a table, I need to ring Pat Roach for the farmers market to be able to go. So I really took it seriously then, and I was I'll go to the market. But my sister Mary was a great help to me too. So she came with me. And we literally didn't tell anyone, because we didn't know how it was going to go. So we didn't tell anyone. We just went to the market and set up our table. We brought 6 jars of granola. We didn't bring much. And so we sold out just before 11 o'clock. So we were delighted. So that was around the 14th of August last year. And then I suppose you can't stop once you begin something like that. So we just kept going and sure, been at the market over a year now. And sure, at the time, you just do crazy things. There was definitely a few all-nighters. There was, if a cafe wanted to become a stockist, I wouldn't say no. I'd look into the cafe and make sure it was a nice cafe, but then I'd say yes and try and complete the order as quick as I could. But definitely at the beginning, there was no, as I say, plan or anything. I definitely just learned as I went along. And the support from my family, and my mammy in particular, she was so good helping me with the granola, because at the time, it was all extremely small batches, and I didn't bulk buy any kind of nuts or anything because I was really just taking the safe route, do you know what I mean? Where I was just making each week meat, and I wouldn't really purchase a crate of glass jars or whatever because it would be a lot of money at the time. So I kind of let it build up as each week went by, and then maybe set bigger goals. But it was very, very like gradual. And it was only from Easter time onwards of this year that I kind of just had a better system in place where like I have a proper HSC approved kitchen and all outside now. And I have 2 containers actually. So one is dedicated to storage and an office, and the other one is the kitchen. So like I have a proper setup like now. Yeah. So it really, but I needed to, because you would have burnt out. Yeah. Otherwise. Yeah.
And you're looking at a shop in Knockbrandon, are you?
Oh, no.
No, not yet. All right.
Oh, well, no, not yet. Never now, I wouldn't say. But I know, but I have a nice little setup. I just wanted it to look pretty, and sometimes customers do come and collect from home, like. Yeah. But the majority of sales are kind of route to customer is the market in Gorey, so the Gorey Farmers Market on a Saturday morning, and then through cafes. But I kind of would like, maybe coming up to Christmas, I have an online shop at the moment and do a lot of nationwide postage, but probably a website would kind of help. Just kind of, people could customize their own boxes or gift boxes, or they could do a lot more, maybe a website. So I'm trying to develop a website at the moment.
It sounds like that through action you've grown. It hasn't been through research, it hasn't been, oh, is this a good product? It's been through the actual doing of everything.
Yeah, I have been very lucky. Like a lot of these things did come to me, like a cafe had asked me to become a stockist. And at the time, at the beginning, I wouldn't have considered that being a route to market or like an opportunity for sales. It kind of just happened. The Trock in Wexford contacted me first, and Ben in Shore Coffee, and then Ashton and Kilmuckridge. They were my first 3. And I suppose it had a ripple effect then where another cafe might ask me. But yeah, I was very lucky. Like, as I say, those people came to me at the beginning and it helped me grow. And then, some customer might ask me to do postage. So I'd say yes. And, that kind of then nationwide postage became a thing. And also then even like a gift box, someone during lockdown might want to send their girlfriend maybe a box saying I miss you and stuff like this. So, these kind of things became a thing. Nearly, it was driven by the customers almost, like, which was obviously very good from my perspective. And I was just kind of, as I say, making each week meet and each order, meeting each order. So that was it, yeah. But like the the people who I've met along the way, like, are unreal. Like, and the customers, they're so nice. And everyone at the Gorey Farmers Market has been so supportive. Like, and you'd really get to know people. You'd really get to chat to someone and know about their week, or even know about their health status. You'd get to know someone. Like, it's not just a matter of thanks very much, see you later. Like, that's probably why I have a queue at the market. Each week I talk to everyone too much. But it's really, really nice. And I'm very grateful to everyone around Gorey. I have to say, like, Gorey was a great town to start a business in. I don't think, like, if I was starting a business in any other town, maybe around, it would have been as good at the beginning, at least, because there was just such a drive to support someone who's young and starting, or just someone who's starting up a business. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's happy to see someone do well, and I felt that a lot, like, and I still do. So I think, like, the people of Gorey are just brilliant in that sense.
That's great to hear. It's music to the ears. Like, Una, like, how does this combine then with a Teagasc PhD?
Yeah, it's a very good question. So I may send this podcast to my supervisor maybe and try justify the two.
Oh no, no need to justify, but like, there's so many, it's like such a broad interest. Like, you're looking at dairy and how farmers combine with climate change, and like, it's incredible.
Yeah, no, it's funny, like, and that's, I suppose, testament to the fact that Nutorious came from, like, no big planning, if you get me. Like, it happened at the end of the summer before I started the PhD. So then it was just a matter of, oh God, these are the two kind of tasks that I have at hand. I have to make it work. But at the beginning, with working from home and stuff, it was a big help. Like, I could kind of, like, and also, I suppose there was no social activities going on. So I could kind of, like, I wasn't meeting up with anyone. So I could kind of just be in my own shell and get my PhD work done and spend the evenings and all working on Nutorious Nutrition. But so at the very beginning, like, it was chaotic, and I suppose I was doing a lot of reading and stuff for the PhD, but it wasn't as intense as it is now. Like, it's a lot more intense now, and it would take up every hour of the day, like Monday to Friday, because you're planning your surveys and your data collection and you're really working like now. But at the beginning, you know, there was a little bit of leeway just for the first 3 months, let's say, where I could work on Nutorious. But yeah, the PhD then, I kind of, from, let's say, Christmas onwards anyway, like the PhD is obviously my number one focus during the week. And I have a part-time staff working with me at the moment. So that was, I suppose, very much so needed, you know, and Eilish is absolutely brilliant. We get on like a house on fire. So I suppose like that was very needed in order to keep the two going, because once lockdown ended and, you know, obviously you don't want to jeopardize your social life or your sporting life. You don't want to jeopardize that, because you'd probably fall out of love with Nutorious, or you could fall out of love with the PhD. So, and also the fact that I moved into my own premises at home, like that helped with separating PhD work and Nutorious work. So that was good. But yeah, so focusing on the PhD, so I'm kind of analysing greenhouse gas emissions, but from the farmer's perspective, and looking at their decision making around technology uptake, the barriers that may be there, the influences that may be there. And then also a part of the PhD looks at social sustainability of Irish dairy farming and compares it to other European countries. So there you're looking at quality of life, work-life balance, and kind of labour on farm, and, you know, their interaction with their community kind of a thing. So that's very interesting. And the European kind of aspect to it is very interesting, because at the moment we're kind of comparing Irish dairy farmers to Norwegian farmers and Polish farmers, and looking at the quality of life of each and how content an Irish farmer is compared to other farmers in Europe.
Very interesting.
Is it good? Is Ireland like good?
We haven't kind of got to that stage, to be honest with you, Mark. At the moment, we're doing the interviews.
Right.
So yeah, so it's we haven't kind of come to our conclusion so far, but it is very interesting just looking at the different dairy models in Norway at the moment. I suppose there's a lot of reluctance to getting bigger. Farmers don't want to get bigger in order to survive, if you get me. And I suppose you could maybe say the same for Irish dairy farmers, but they kind of have taken it on board a lot more, and they wanted to kind of get bigger, especially after the quota. They were delighted to kind of have a bit of growth. But in fairness, the Irish dairy model, you don't need to be big in order to survive. It's actually, if you have a good system and you have a smaller herd, you know, if you're kind of tight on your targets and things, you would be doing well. Do you know what I mean? So you don't need to grow as such. But anyway, yeah, so the findings will be very interesting, and a lot of meetings and things. We're all on Zoom, but hopefully we have a meeting in Greece in October. So it'd be really nice to meet people who have been talking to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This man can fill you in on the New Zealand.
Yeah, my quality of life was shite when I was dairy farming in Australia. Like, because it was a massive farm. There was like thousands of cows, and you'd be milk up at 3:30 in the morning to milk, and then milking again at 6:30 in the evening.
Yeah.
So, and that'd be like 6 days a week, and you're in the middle of nowhere, like doing these big, massive, wide open areas. It's like a town 20 minutes away, but it's tiny. So, like, I presume it's a lot better in Ireland than it is there. You know,
well,
socially.
yeah, I think so. I think Europe in general, in terms of social sustainability, I think would be better. But of course, you know, if there was someone here from New Zealand, I'm sure, you know,
it'd be different.
I don't know, they might say different, but it would be very interesting once the whole study is done to compare it to New Zealand and Australia, do you know? So it'd be great even to take a trip maybe out that direction once the PhD is done, maybe, or something like that. But yeah, so that's the PhD world. So I'm entering year 2 now. So I'm based in Johnstown Castle, and my main supervisor is in UCD, and then my other main supervisor is in Johnstown Castle. So yeah, it's very interesting, and I suppose Teagasc is very good to work for too, like, you know, yeah, so.
It's a great name, isn't it? There's a lovely ring to Teagasc.
You've said this before on the podcast.
Oh, have I? I do, I'm sorry.
That's funny.
Can't get enough of it. Mark, a game?
Oh, a game. Oh, so we know we have 40 questions, just quick fire questions. So
very good.
No need to. So there your ones, Michael. A second now. Right, 40 questions. Question number 1: sparkling water or still water?
Oh, still.
Still. Number 2: sparkling or still sparklers?
Oh, sparkly.
Woolly mammoths or woolly jumpers?
Oh, jumpers.
Do you see woolly mammoths are coming back?
Are they?
I seen it on one of those Instagram pages, so it's probably not true, but apparently they're genetically recreating woolly mammoths. Number 4: Fox News or Southeast Radio?
Southeast.
I never knew you were in that with him. So he's really what did
that cult.
What did that involve? Yeah, because Jimmy Ryan was it? He blocked me on Facebook when I was like 17. I never spoke to him. And I just one day I went to look him up and he had me blocked and I didn't know why.
Wow.
I'm still not over it.
Oh, it was great back in the day, Michael, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
What did he do? He
Every
had a show,
Saturday
right?
morning, there was this youth show. Every Saturday morning we go down to St. Peter's College and go into the back of Peter's College and into this little small dark room and we record half an hour of radio.
And what would it be? Just news stories and stuff?
Yeah, the charts. I remember the charts and the sports news then.
Yeah, sports news. And you'd have the odd interview. I interviewed Kay Kelly, was my first interview.
The interviews are very good. I think was it Henry Shefflin? I think I did too.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
And you go off with the microphone. I remember did the ploughing. And
That's very
got
good.
Colin Cooper, and just...
That's brilliant.
Just when you have a microphone, it's like free pass, yeah. I'm legit. Go on there.
5 electric picnic or mass?
That's a very tough one. They're not very similar.
No.
I suppose I'll have to pick mass.
I was there this morning now and I was thinking of you the whole time I was there. I was like, he does this the whole time. I don't know how.
Well, your one was a long one today.
40 minutes. 40
wow.
minutes.
Right,
So
yeah.
Farad McCartney is not exactly quick off the mark these days. Question number 6, cows or sheep?
Oh, that's actually a hard one, to be honest, because obviously my work is with dairy cows, but I actually would love sheep.
Yeah.
And I'm actually planning on starting a flock next year.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll have to pick sheep.
Oh,
Wow.
the cows. We won't tell the cows. Number 7, hay or silage?
Oh, silage.
Silage, yeah. Silage is better for the cows. Number 9, medical doctors or the saw doctors?
Oh, the saw doctor, sure. They'd solve any problem for you, wouldn't it?
Actually, sorry, I must interject. Una, you had a lot of time for wolf tones.
Oh,
Tones?
back in the day?
Yeah. Do you remember you
suppose I
brought your
probably did.
parents to
Oh my
give
God,
you
yeah.
Carlo? Yeah.
Yeah.
You were there early and all. You were there at 6 o'clock and the concert was
true.
till 8 in some GA club in Carlo.
Oh, God, yeah, that did happen.
They're still gigging.
Wolf tones
Wolf
are...
tones.
Yeah.
A good ag night out back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 10, camogie or football?
Camogie, obviously.
Yeah, I'm from Cranford.
Although I was at the ladies' football, it was very entertaining, very good.
Yeah, were you at the camogie
Yeah,
final?
it was very good
I'd say
too.
that was good now. 11, scones or cocaine?
Scones.
All day long.
What about scones with cocaine?
I like your ticket.
Number 12.
Where else were you doing those late nights?
People say Notorious is addictive, you know?
Number 12, running or cycling?
I like both, in fairness.
Do you?
Maybe just cycling.
Cycling, Michael?
Yeah, I like cycling.
I've done more running.
Running?
Yeah, I'd love to do a triathlon, actually.
Would you?
Oh,
I'd love to.
You
You
did
do?
the club, yeah.
Yeah, play to you, Michael.
You done a half marathon yesterday?
Oh, very good up in Dublin.
Club A. It was
Oh,
gorgeous.
yeah,
Absolutely beautiful.
I think the Ross Lair, the triathlon, is on now, I think.
Oh, now? Oh,
I
right.
think it is, yeah.
I didn't know there was such a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's in Hook, actually. Sorry, go on.
Hook.
Oh, even better.
Number 13, AGMs or EGMs?
Oh, EGMs.
Yeah,
The
there
drama.
Yeah.
14, tractors or Ferraris?
Ooh.
Tractors, I suppose.
15, Oasis or Blur?
Oasis.
16, who should be the president?
Of Ireland?
Yeah.
Oh, I think Michael D is doing a very good job. I think everyone's
here.
fallen back in love with him this week.
Yeah,
What
absolutely.
happened this week?
Oh, he went all first. He was invited to this gig that was organised by, I think it was the Presbyterian Church or something, to celebrate the foundation of Northern Ireland. And he's refused to go because a few little things, but he didn't like their approach in that they were calling him the President of the Republic of Ireland. And he felt like it was
It's all mine.
belittling to be there.
Yeah, it's all my Ireland.
Yeah, exactly. It's my Ireland.
Which did you prefer, your confirmation or your communion?
Oh, confirmation.
Yeah, you were in it.
Right.
Yeah, I think I did. Do you know who was there? One of the Tipperary hurlers, because Seamus O'Brien, the old principal in Munisseed, his brother came. But besides from that, I don't know, I just did like it.
More money at communion, surely. What do you prefer, Marc?
Yeah, communion. I think there's a bouncy castle at the communion. It wasn't
Big
confirmation.
factor.
Yeah. Number 18. Aliens invade the Transport Cafe. Do they still let Robbie Yerton in for his Sunday lunch?
Oh, definitely. Are you still in love with Robbie, Michael?
Oh, yeah.
Always been in
enduring, yeah.
Big fans of Robbie.
Big fan.
Not big fans of the big leaves.
No.
Say no to
Anti-leaves.
big leaves.
This is the season for leaves.
What's the longest you've ever held your breath?
Oh.
I don't know, 30 seconds? Would that be good? No. I don't know, to be honest.
30 seconds
I'd have to do a
minute, I think,
test
is
run.
good. Yeah. Number 20. Who is the best person you know at climbing trees?
I'll say Chloe Fox on the Wexford Camogie team.
Yeah.
I think she gave it an attempt before when we won Personal Cup with Ashburn, or the Personal Cup with UCD.
All right. She got a big score in the junior final, didn't she?
She's on the senior team.
Oh, senior,
yeah.
excuse me. All right.
Yeah.
Number 21, what's your favourite sandwich ingredients?
Probably BLT.
BLT.
Yeah.
Chicken and stuffing or turkey
Stuffing.
Yeah, that would have been way joint. Maybe.
Stuffing. It'd be ham and cheese. I keep it simple now. Don't go too.
Don't tell your
Too
doctor.
fancy. Yeah, I won't tell the doctor. What is one useless skill you wish you had?
Be able to like shuffle cards really well.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
that's cool.
Don't know if it'd be useful much, but
No, that's a good
do
one.
you know the way they go like this?
Yeah, they
Shuffle.
do all this shit and they move it around.
That'd be fun.
It's a good one.
Can you think of any?
Probably just be able to survive on 4 hours sleep.
Yeah,
That would be
Like, that's
useful.
more out of
Though.
me
That'd be
day.
useful
That'd be
though.
very useful
It's a useless skill, is it?
yeah, useless.
Oh, useless.
Yeah. See, it's a tricky question, that.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. I'd be able to drive with one hand or something.
Drive. Can you not drive one hand?
You need the two.
Really?
Yeah.
I only
Take
think of
the
that
two.
now. Yeah,
All
you
day
never
long.
drive with one hand.
Yeah.
Yes.
When Meatloaf sang, "I would do anything for love, but I won't do that." What was that?
I actually heard this on the radio a while back. They were talking about this, and I don't think there is a proper answer for it. But people may jump to their conclusions maybe when they're listening to it.
What about support another GA club?
Oh yeah, that'd be a good one. Or put on maybe someone else's jersey if they're at a match or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you were saying? What else?
I can think of a few non-PG ones, but I won't go into it.
Yeah.
24. Is a camel a type of horse?
I'd say no, but maybe it is. Is it?
Yeah, I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
I'm just asking you. I'm trying to get answers here. Number 25. Why are we paying for a water tax when it rains every day?
That is a very good question. We should be more efficient with these things. Touchy topic mentioning water now in Gorey these days.
Oh yeah, indeed.
I heard
It's blown up.
I read this on QAnon that there's a Unabomber type situation out there. This is all hearsay, but so I'm not going to give any names. Somebody is putting stuff in the water, or was caught putting stuff in the water.
Wow.
Ooh.
You heard it here first.
Can I also shout out to Claire's Buy and Sell page, because this is blown up in the national media today. But if you went on to Claire's Buy and Sell 2 weeks ago, this is where it was.
What?
Like about the water in Gorey.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, like it was all over.
At the Gorey
Don't
Farmers
drink water
Market
in
as
Gorey.
well.
Really?
Well, yeah. Well, like we were, people were just chatting, telling me about it.
Yeah.
So the mass media is a little bit behind schedule.
Yeah. Now I think the big factor is the EPA. They laid it in about the water quality. So their announcement had triggered a lot of national attention to it.
Wow.
So shout out EPA as well. EPA, Claire's Buy and Sell, meet each other.
And have they fixed it? The water situation.
Well, I don't think anyone is unwell anymore anyway. If that's any help.
Okay.
Be reassured.
You can go to sleep safely.
Would you go to a festival with Leo Varadkar?
God, I would. I'd say he is great crack. Would you, Michael?
I think at this stage I'll go to any festival with anyone. So yeah,
very
okay.
political
Come on,
answer.
Leo.
Good
Yeah.
We could do with the exposure. Number 27. Do you use TikTok?
I don't actually.
don't?
I've never been on it in my life.
Really?
No.
Well, it
neither.
tells.
Am I missing out?
We have a TikTok for this podcast.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do we still post?
Your thing with the Irish, your thing about feet, I think. Oh no, your thing about the Irish Leaving Cert, that went down very well on the TikTok.
Did it?
Shout out TikTok.
Big on the talk.
I'll check that out. I'll go on TikTok for the first time to check this out.
Number 30. Cats or dogs?
Oh, dogs.
Thank you.
Big dog man.
Sorry now.
As well. 31. Do we live in a simulation? Bit of a segue there.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. Neil deGrasse Tyson, I think, proved recently we're not. Well, like through his own reasoning.
And he uses maths, doesn't he?
Yeah,
He's
he'd be a
mathematician.
mathematician or what's it called? Cosmologist.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if that's another word for a barman or if it's actually someone who studies the start. Mixologist, yeah. Yeah, I don't think we are. 32. What's your favourite meal?
Probably my mammy's either Irish stew or cabbage and bacon.
Oh, shout out Peg.
Mammy's stew.
Thanks, Michael. Yeah, it'd be very hard to beat. Although I wouldn't buy it if I was out.
Yeah.
Because it just wouldn't be as satisfactory.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
that's a good answer. Will Cranford ever have a bobsleigh team?
Yes, I'd say Coonies and Cranford, they could do anything.
Yeah, cool.
What is something Ireland doesn't have but you wish it did?
Probably slopes, maybe.
What do you
Well, they
do?
do have an artificial one, actually, don't
We
they?
do. We've an indoor one.
Cool.
In
I'm craving a bit of skiing now. I'd love to go skiing.
Really?
Yeah.
Skiing would be good, wouldn't it?
I don't know what else now. There's probably a million and one other things.
Yeah. I can't really think about it now myself.
No. No, we have everything.
We have
Yeah,
everything,
exactly.
right, yeah. Have you ever seen a badger in real life?
Don't think I have. Not on a live one.
No. I seen one in Donegal during the day. It was
Oh,
out. Yeah, they're cool. You seen it? No, you were there, but you didn't see it. You were
Was
like
that it?
10 feet behind the rest of us, like soaking in the
Right.
atmosphere. Was it Solpadeine or Panadol?
Good one.
I'd be more Nurofen anyway, if anything was.
Really?
Yeah, I'd have to just. Don't know.
I would be Panadol, man, Michael.
Solpadeine.
Solpadeine, really?
Bit of strength to it.
Chicken or beef?
Beef.
Cinema or Netflix?
Oh, it's a tricky one, I suppose. They offer different, kind of. They offer something that is different. Maybe cinema, I suppose.
Cinema, it's a day out. Roy Keane or Robbie Keane?
Oh, definitely Roy.
Shout out.
Lads,
James
I
Flo.
love Roy Keane. I've actually fallen in love with him in the last 2 months. He's the funniest man ever.
The Instagram
isn't
is
he?
hilarious, isn't it?
He's so funny. Like, I don't follow soccer much, but I've probably followed it a lot more in the last month just because Cristiano Ronaldo, switched, and because of Roy Keane. I do fall into these videos on Facebook sometimes just listening to Roy Keane. I'd easily watch soccer commentary just to see him.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he's brilliant. He's making me love Cork as well.
Oh.
Yeah. So funny.
Last question, Los Angeles or The Angeles?
Brilliant.
That took
Love
me
it.
a minute. The Angeles in Los Angeles.
Oh.
I don't know if it's big over there.
Yeah.
You don't hear The Angeles much anymore. Is it still on the radio or TV and all?
I think it is.
The
They watered it down a while ago to have like neutral kind of images on it, thought provoking. People, I don't know, with
Yeah,
pottery.
they're not
and
stopping. They're
Yeah.
continuing nowadays.
My granny
Whatever
said
they're
that.
doing.
You're one hanging out the clothes and then she stops for a second and looks up.
Yeah, need a bit of that.
Yeah.
My granny said that it was taken off, and then so many people wrote back in that they put it back on. The years ago, it's 20 years ago now.
We normally do this podcast at 12 o'clock, so we should actually have The Angeles.
And
Should
go
we?
straight into it.
Yeah, at the start. Stop the
I'm sure people would listen and wait for it.
for the first minute of the podcast, it's just falling.
Maybe if you were doing the bongs, I could see how that would work, yeah.
I think it's nice to keep them things though on national radio and stuff myself.
Well, it's a minute of silence, yeah. But I suppose it's not silence because the bell is ringing. I don't know.
Well, like, we're very good at appreciating other religions as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the event that occurred last year in Crow Park and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We're very good at being balanced. You did it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. So we're good at being balanced, I think, as a nation. So I think it's important that we just be balanced but keep tradition.
Yeah.
That's what
Okay, I like that.
I kind of think is a good, anyway, rule of thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Parish of the week is going. We're going to stay local, and we don't actually have a news story for it. Camolan. I'm giving it to you because I was driving through Camolan on Monday, and I stopped at not a normal petrol station. I stopped at your man.
Oh, the other lad.
Yeah,
beside
the other
person on
lad.
the pitch.
And I wasn't out of the car 2 seconds, and this man's dressed in black came over, and he filled the tank. I didn't know what to do with myself. I didn't know what to do with myself.
Did he ask you how much you wanted?
I said 20, and he went away and did the 20.
That's great.
But
I've never done that
it's a
before.
nice little release, and you know what? I'd recommend it. Now, I didn't tip him, but I'd say you're meant to tip him, so I'll do that in future. And then I went down to Christy Byrne's Butchers. Shout out Christy Byrne, and it's just a real Camolan, authentic, old style butcher experience. So it's no wonder that Camolan can celebrate tonight in Jack's Tavern.
With
they've
DJ
won
Keno
Parish of the
playing.
Week. Yeah.
Yeah, he's brilliant, isn't
He's
he?
savage.
He's
I love
savage.
him.
He's very good.
He's great.
Yeah, Camolan actually has a bit of a real life at the moment too. There's a lovely little coffee place there too.
That's
now.
right.
The
Yeah.
Coffee Garden.
Yeah.
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 And Jack has his big yoga at the back now as well.
Yeah.
Cocktail
true,
bar and all.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's flying
The
it.
Outback, isn't that what it's called?
Oh, it's yeah. It's a bit like the Outback, I'd say.
Camolan has been gentrified.
Gentrified. I like that. Una, do you think you get motivation as a woman breaking ground in your sport, in farming, and now in business?
I wouldn't probably. It wouldn't be the first thing I'd think of, to be honest with you. Yeah, I kind of would just get an idea and go for it, or push myself to do better, regardless of whether I was a boy or a girl, probably.
Gosh, that's a great mindset.
I'd imagine so anyway. Like I never think about it too much.
Yeah, I don't think too much about what gender I am either, to be
No?
honest. So I'll be like, right, I'm a man today.
Good stuff. And UCD, you thrived in UCD, I think, as well. You know, that's a place where a lot of fond memories were made, I'd say.
Oh, yeah. Thanks. Yeah, no, I do. I love UCD. Yeah, I did. It was very much so home away from home. The whole campus and the sport in UCD and being an ag in UCD, it was very, very enjoyable, the whole thing. I have to say, it was great. And sure, I met lovely people. I met my boyfriend, which is helpful too. And great friends that I'll definitely have for life. But yeah, I did love UCD. And the fact that it's like close to home too, you know, it's not that far away, and the sport was really brilliant. And yeah, I would love UCD. It has a little piece of my heart. All right.
Yeah. It's really interesting how you've grown, like, because you were kind of focusing on the journalism end of things, and now you've kind of just found your own ground in research and in business. Yeah,
I suppose, all right. I did love the journalism there for a while, you know, but I think it's kind of nice to be specialised, I think, you know. I wouldn't mind doing maybe some journalism in the future, but if so, maybe I'd be like really specialised in my area in agriculture, which I think you kind of need nowadays, especially in agriculture. Like you need to know your stuff. So in a certain area, or even, and then sure, the business obviously, maybe a lot of that came from talking to other people who had started businesses. Like when I was with the Farmers Journal and stuff throughout college, I did always just have so much admiration for someone who had their own kind of brand, and they were kind of nurturing it and trying to let it grow, or, do you know, whether it was a food brand or a clothes brand or whatever, do you know? So I think maybe like journalism led me to have so much admiration. So maybe that then led me to kind of want to create something, maybe in the back of my head, maybe. But still I have a lot of, you know, you're very grateful to journalists. It's not an easy job, in fairness.
Successful brands left clues, so they say, and you're following them and sniffing them out now with the nutty business, sure.
Well, maybe, yeah, a few collabs. I'll bring a few collabs into Notorious in the future.
Yeah.
I know, but it is great, like, because as you know, Mark, like, you just never stop, don't you know, if you have some sort of business going, like.
Yeah, it's no 9 to 5, nothing like that, you know, you're answering messages, could be Sunday evening, stuff like that, you know, that you don't get to switch off. And
it's hard to gauge how well you're doing or how well you're not doing. Do you know what I mean? It is hard to kind of gauge, isn't it?
Yeah.
But sure, all you can do is your best. The granola actually in one of our snack items is in the Blossom Heron Awards.
Oh, wow.
So that was a nice tap on the back. Yeah. Okay. But we're a finalist in 2 categories, which I think means we're in like the top 6. And the next stage of winners is announced on the 2nd of October. Okay. So hopefully it'll be great.
Keep for that, yeah.
Yeah. I feel I think it's funny when I talk about the products and stuff, because I do feel like it's a separate entity, and it's like it's its own human being almost.
It's like a baby, like. Yeah.
It definitely felt like that at the beginning.
Yeah.
Still does, but I'd be like, oh, I'm so happy for the granola. Do you know that it's been recognised? I feel like it's my child.
Grown up, yeah.
Everyone at home, I think, might feel like that.
The Nutty Bar is class, so I have to say, like, it's its own unique taste. Like you can't compare it to anything else. I know it has a bit of obviously must whatever, but like it's a nicer flapjack or something. Like
Thanks. Yeah, that would be my favourite. The granola and the Nutty Bar were my number one, like from the beginning. The kind of the snack range, kind of ball range, protein balls, they do really well in the cafes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I think people just prefer the smaller purchase.
Yeah.
So I kind of expanded that range because of that, if you get me. But the Nutty Bar would be my number one, yeah.
Would you like to see, Mark, if there's anything in the future for the nuts? And
would you like it, Harrow reading?
Sure.
Okay, let's do it. We've had a lot of spiritual action up here lately, so we might as well lean into it. Right, Una, so how it works is I'm going to just get you to pick out 3 cards. Wait, those are not in it. So I'm going to get you to pick out 3 cards from this deck. No reasoning behind it, just whatever card you feel pulled to is whatever.
And have you done a course or anything in this
absolutely
now, Mark? No, I'm just kind of...
No, these are Breed's cards, and Breed has read mine, and she's shown me how to do it, so... What I'll do is, I don't know what any of them mean, so I will have to Google it. Or Michael can Google it. He has his phone there.
Oh, right,
can read out the answers. Right, Una, so pick out any card you want for your first card. So this is your past.
Oh, okay. I'll go for the top one, sure.
Okay. And you can just place it down there, face up. If you want to show it to the camera.
Oh, yes. Page of Wands.
Page of Wands. Okay. Right, Michael, would you like to read out Page of Wands?
That's fine. Page of Wands.
Now there's a couple of things come up, but I'll show you which one. That's
I wouldn't be known to
tarot
call
deck.
my hurl my wand.
Your
now,
wand,
but
yeah.
maybe that's what it means.
General meaning. In the general context, it represents good news that should be coming. Well, there might be good few news in the fast end with letters, phone calls, word of mouth. It has bright ideas about what you can do, being inspired or creative, making new exciting plans, thinking big and finding something you're passionate about. It can also indicate that you may have a tendency to rush into new things without thinking them through fully.
That's probably very true.
You may be releasing your inner child and find yourself feeling very playful and having fun when it appears. As a person, the Page of Wands represents a young person, child or person who is young at heart, who is fresh, cheerful, playful, active, optimist, and full of energy. This person will have lots of bright new ideas and new exciting plans. They may be a fire sign, but you're not. You're not a fire sign of Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So there you go.
I'm Capricorn.
Indeed. They may be a bit of a cheeky charmer or lovable rogue. They are charismatic, free-thinking, confident, intelligent, extroverted, and fearless. But they may have a tendency to rush to action without considering the consequences.
There you go. That was a good one.
Quite fit, I'd say.
Very interesting one.
That's a nice card. Right, Una, now you're present.
Okay. Strength.
Strength. Oh, strength tarot card. What's the picture? It's just a man and a lion, is it? Looks like a lion. Looks like Jesus and a lion, and he has an infinity over his head.
This,
I think it looks like a woman.
Maybe it is. Yeah.
this represents inner strength. It represents mastering raw emotions in order to bring calm to yourself or situation. It is similar to the Chariot in that it represents overcoming challenges. However, the Strength card usually refers to inner challenges, overcoming the obstacles we face in relaxation to our own doubts, fears, and anxieties. In a general context, this card indicates that you are learning to master your fears and anxieties, to be courageous and daring. You have all the skills you need to be successful. The focus now is to conquer your inner worries and believe in yourself. Take the time you need to master your emotions. Be patient and compassionate with yourself. You will find new confidence in yourself and your abilities. Strength, as well as being representative of taming your emotions, can also represent taming someone else's wild ways. This is not done by trying to dominate the other person, but by gentle coaxing, positive reinforcement, encouragement, and compassion. These are lovely, lovely readings.
Yeah, you're getting a very
They're
good
all
reading.
positive, I think, are they?
No, there's one. Well, there's a couple of cards in here that aren't great. I think Breed was doing someone's reading once, and it came up like rape and murder in your future. So
Oh, no.
no, you're doing very well. So the next one
I've
is
actually never done anything like this before. I've never like went to a...
I wouldn't consider myself a medium now, so
Yeah.
I wear a small. That's it.
Okay. It's the Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, that's how you feel there.
Cue Marty. Or Derek Mooney. Which one's going to come in?
I think it'd be Marty Whelan. It's my flavour of the month at the moment, anyway.
Yeah.
It's generally an indicator of luck or destiny. And it's a major arcana significant, or I don't know what her arcana is anyway, but a signifier of change. When the Wheel of Fortune appears upright in your tarot reading, big changes are coming. These changes should be for your greater good. But remember, not all change is easy, even if it's leading you to your destiny. The upright Wheel of Fortune signals that the universe is working in your favour to help you reach your goals. Make sure you make the most of this time by focusing your intention on what you truly want. Know that the universe has a plan for you, even if that plan is not clear to you at this point. The Wheel of Fortune also represents the ever-changing cycles we go through in life. We must learn to accept this process as part of living, even if it's uncomfortable at times. This trump card is also a karma card, so remember to be nice to people on your way up. You may be meeting them again on your way back down.
Very good.
That's a very good reading.
I think you're
I'd
good,
be
Una.
very happy with that
Thanks.
now.
There's a lot good going
Very
on there.
important to be nice in life, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is, yeah. Well, I tell you what, that was a lovely reading. Well done, Mark.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, well
you're
done,
welcome.
Might get an old article there. Oh yeah, this is an agricultural themed one that a British gardener has harvested 839 tomatoes from a single stem, nearly double the Guinness World Record. Wow. So Douglas Smith, 43 years old, and he got a celebration from this event there. Just from one single truss, they got double the amount, 448, which was the Guinness World Record. And he was careful in harvesting the tomatoes because he knew he'd have to submit it to the Guinness Book of Records. So,
Oh, wow.
there you are.
That'd be a profitable business now if
It would.
every strand could be that good.
Yeah, give you 839. Then there's a German town seeking the owner of a baby ostrich that was found in a local park. Yeah, they don't know who owns it. The zoo says it isn't theirs. So if you own an ostrich and you've lost it, it's in a German park. So, there you go. Have we got a flash flood? I'll just double check.
I think he hasn't sent one. No, he's late.
No, let him off. And then, is there anything else that we do on this? Roy Keane.
Una, would you like to pick a page from Roy's autobiography? Is it?
Okay.
So we have between page 1 and 300.
Have you both read it?
No, neither of us have read it.
Do you like Roy Keane?
Yes. Yeah, I do. Michael?
Or pick a number.
No, Una, would you like to pick a number?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I'll read
sure.
a page from it.
Oh, do I like him? Oh, yeah.
Was it between, did you say between certain
1
pages?
and 300.
Oh,
Is
right.
the page we have.
Okay. 135.
135.
It's very good now. Like, we had Liam Dunn's before, and we kind of got all the good stories out of it. So now we have Roy's, and every page we land on has been fantastic.
It's a picture page.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, so
My favourite sort
he
of
looks
pages in
very
a book.
cute. Gosh, he looks very young in that one, doesn't he?
That's Man United, is it? No, Nottingham Forest.
Forest, yeah. So, do you want to go again, round 2, Una?
Okay. 165. For anyone listening in, these are very good Massey Ferguson classic tractors.
Oh, are they?
Oh, well done, Una. Yeah. Here, do you want to read? Oh, actually, yeah. We read from
Me?
first
Okay,
paragraph there.
story time. God, it's a tough German surname here. Okay, 1-0 over. Now we had to travel to Juventus and Rapid hoping for a result. There was a lot of head shaking. How could this happen to us? Shit in the dressing room afterwards. The last thing footballers will do is look at themselves. Yet sometimes, no, always, that's where the answer lies. If you're good enough, and here in terms of ability we were, defeat is usually down to yourself, not the referee or luck or a deflection, comforting though all those excuses are. This is where the real pros, the likes of Brian Robson, Steve Bruce and Dennis Irwin, are invaluable. They know where to look for answers. The gaffer knows as well. That's why he's so accomplished. After Fenerbahce, sorry, very famous soccer person, I'm sure. He defended us outside to the media. Bad luck, blah, blah, blah. Record had to go sometime. It's been a burden anyway. We'll get back, blah, blah, blah. We could have thrown away the chance of a quarter-final place 4 days before at Southampton. 6-3 before the 5-0 at Newcastle. Why did I lose my mind at Dell and get the red card? Because I saw it coming. I knew in my bones that you couldn't F around at Southampton and turn the tap on against a proper team 4 days later. Can't be done. Maybe now and again, but Manchester United is not in the now and again business. We're in, or supposed to be in, the every time you pull the shirt on, get the job done business. Just like Cranford. I know this from looking at my own family and friends. United fanatics, 6-3 at Southampton. They couldn't leave the house. People taking the piss out of them at work. Kids who followed us getting it at school, in the street. The jeering, the mocking, the sneering. Too many players forget what defeat means for the people who pay our wages. We are being paid to play for Manchester United.
Wow.
Good
That's a
insight
lovely
into
page.
his life.
Yeah. It's a whole mentality, isn't it? A mindset.
Yeah, extreme ownership.
Yeah.
He's a man now I should know more about.
Roy?
Yeah. There's probably a really good documentary or something I need to watch. Or maybe a book I need to read.
Yeah. Written 2 autobiographies.
Has he?
Yeah.
Lived twice.
Wonder what changed in the second one.
Una, it's been great to have you. You're a real tonic, and all the best with the nutty business. And you'll see you every Saturday wearing that familiar cap in the Galway Farmers Market. Give us a look at the cap there. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, see me at the market wearing this, telling you all about the health benefits of Nutorious Nutrition.
I love it. Very good.
Thanks very much, lads.
Thanks,
It's
Millie.
been a pleasure, Una. Best of luck with everything.
Best
Thank
luck.
you.
Cheers.